Hello, thank you for joining us on ERi-TV. This is English News Broadcast live from the headquarters in Asmara at 10:30 p.m. local time. First, the top stories. Seminar for Eritrean nationals in Seattle. Seminar on role of women in transferring the novel societal values. China accused of using water cannon to Philippine boat in South China Sea. India's Chandrayaan-3 space mission enters Moon's orbit. Ambassador Mohammed Ali Houri, governor of the Gashbarka region, conducted a seminar to nationals that are participating at the Eritrean Community Festival in Seattle. At the seminar, Ambassador Mahmoud gave extensive briefing on the objective situation in the homeland, as well as the role Eritrea is playing in ensuring peace and stability in the region. Ambassador Mahmoud indicating that the Eritrean people have emerged victorious against all external, covert and overt hostilities and are embarking to a new promising stage. Noting that Eritrea is engaged in active diplomatic and political activities in the region to ensure its national interest and safeguarding the national sovereignty, Ambassador Mahmoud commended the activity participation of diaspora nationals in the national affairs and called for strengthening organizational capacity and participation for better outcome. In the same vein, the senior government and PFDJ delegation who are participating at the festival met and held talks with several Eritrean health professionals, focusing on the contribution they could make in development of the health sector in the country. The National Union of Eritrean Women in the Southern Region organized a seminar in San'afa on 1st August to female members of the Eritrean Defense Force, focusing on the role women in transferring the noble societal values to the young generation. At the seminar, Mrs. Sanait Afwerki, head of the union branch, gave extensive briefing on the role of Eritrean women in realizing the national independence and safeguarding the national sovereignty, as well as significance of transferring the noble societal values to the young generation. Noting that activity participation of women is requisite in the nation-building process, Ms. Sanait called for vigorous participation to realize the overall participation of women in the national affairs. Mrs. Sanait also expressed that the National Union of Eritrean Women is earnestly working to ensure the overall development of women in their participation in all sectors of developmental activities. The participants conducted extensive discussion on the topics that were raised at the seminar and expressed conviction to play their due part. International news follows after a short break. Stay tuned. The Philippines has accused China's Coast Guard of using a water cannon to block a Philippines military supply boat in the South China Sea, condemning the action as illegal, excessive, and dangerous. The confrontation of yesterday was the latest flare-up in the long-running territorial conflict involving China, the Philippines, Vietnam, Malaysia, Taiwan, and Brunei. China asserts sovereignty over almost the entire South China Sea, one of the world's busiest sea lanes, but the United Nations-backed tribunal concluded in 2016 that the expansive claim was groundless. Philippines military and Coast Guard officials said that the latest encounter took place near the second Thomas Shoal, a submerged reef where a handful of its troops live on a rusty World War II era ship that was intentionally grounded in 1999. They said Navy personnel on board two chartered supply boats were cruising towards the shoal, escorted by Philippines Coast Guard ships, when a Chinese Coast Guard ship approached and used a powerful water cannon to block the vessels from delivering food, water, and fuel to the troops guarding the reef. The Chinese ship action was in wanton disregard of the safety of the people on board, the Philippine Navy charted both the violation international law, including 1982 United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, the Armed Forces of Philippines said in a statement. India's latest space mission, Chandrayaan-3, has entered the moon's orbit more than 3 weeks after its launch, the country's space agency said yesterday. The Indian Space Research Organization, ISRO, confirmed that Chandrayaan-3, which means moon vehicle in Sanskrit, had been successfully inserted into the lunar orbit. If the rest of the current mission goes to plan, the mission will safely touch down near the moon's little explored south pole between August 23 and August 24. India's latest attempt to do so ended in failure 4 years ago when ground control lost contact moments before landing. It's a major milestone for the country that has run its ambitious airspace program on a comparative low budget. Only Russia, the United States, and China have previously achieved a controlled landing on lunar surface. The mission comes with a price tag of $74.6 million, far smaller than those of other countries, and a testament to India's frugal space engineering. Experts say India can keep costs low by copying and adapting existing space technology, and thanks to an abundance of highly skilled engineers who earn a fraction of their foreign counterpart wages. Now we have a quick recap of the top stars. Seminar for Eritrean nationals in Seattle. Seminar on role of women in transferring the noble societal values. China accused of using water cannon to Philippines boat in South China Sea. India's Chandrayaan-3 space mission enters moon's orbit. That was all with the news for tonight. Thank you for being with us. Have a good night.